Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me again. It's been a while since I've uploaded, so you know what that means. It's been like 6 months, and in my previous updates I said that about every 6 months or so, my dominant and I go through and we renegotiate things and we redo things, depending on what worked and what didn't. And a couple people got a hold of me and they were like, what's that like? How's that work? What's renegotiation when you're the submissive? And everything. There's this understanding that maybe the submissive wouldn't get an equal say or something like that, when that's entirely not the case. Also, in my previous videos, I mentioned that we were branching into a DDLG relationship, dynamic, and what that was like, and feeling it out. So it's been about 6 months, over 6 months, and it's semi-regularly that we do this update for our dynamic. See? And so I wanted to go over that with you and what we talked about and how that went. For anybody who's new and maybe doesn't know what it is to renegotiate or what a renegotiation is. For a renegotiation, the dynamic comes off. You are two equal people talking, or you can be respectful to your dominant in a way that is still submissive if that makes you more comfortable. But it's really based on what makes both of you comfortable for how you do a renegotiation. But both parties get an equal say in what worked, what didn't work, because you need an honest opinion for a renegotiation to work properly. So you can't be on eggshells, well, this didn't work for me, but I can't say that. You can't do that, because then that behavior may continue, and that's something that doesn't work. If you continue with things that don't work, ultimately the dynamic won't work. So you have to be honest in saying what worked and what didn't. This is something that we've had to do pretty regularly, as I stated. So we're pretty good about being honest about what worked and what didn't work. Like, I need a certain level of attention. And I have to be honest, going, look, my attention levels weren't met. You know, I feel as though you spent more time doing this, that, or the other than paying attention to me. And I have to be honest, that really upset me. Kind of a thing. And then he can go, oh, I understand that. Let's see what we can do about it. Kind of a thing. This is not just bringing up complaints either. It's, oh, this worked. Like, I have an alternate name that my dominant calls me. That really works for me in keeping me in sort of a mindset that I'm not a normal, on my own person. I'm a submissive. So having a different name really helps with differentiating who he's talking to. If we're in a vanilla scene, or vanilla area, you know what I mean, then he calls me by my name, and I'm sort of like, okay, I'm just me, until he can come up to me and go, Maya, you're slipping, you're doing this, you're doing that, and go, oh, my bad. I'm not just me. I need to remember that. I'm a reflection. So, it includes things like earning monies, which is something that has worked in the past to an extent. But I earned monies and then forgot I had the monies and then never spent them, and then I ended up with too much in my bank account. These are obviously like points or some sort of reward system to set up for my store so I can get things that I would enjoy for good behavior. Now, setting it up this way is just a personal preference. There are numerous other ways this can be set up. This is not the end-all, be-all of it. There's also what time I need to get up, what time I need to eat, or just how often I need to eat. how many meals to eat, saying nice things about myself, because I've always had issues with that, and going to bed on time, what that nighttime routine is, like that I need those details, because if you just say get ready for bed, every night that's going to be a little different and probably a little lazier. I'm going to be honest, I have issues being lazy, and laziness is something I've struggled with for a very long time. But that doesn't mean I can't work on it, so we're going to work on it. And always include other things can be added at any point in time. Always include that in case something doesn't work, or in case a new idea comes up that maybe you didn't think about at that moment. You can sidebar and be like, hey, I thought about this, do you think it'll work? Or he can be like, hey, I was thinking maybe trying this with you, would that be okay with you? You should always be able to go back and add new ideas, because with dynamics, they're ever changing and evolving with how a person changes and evolves. So what may have worked a year ago may not work now. There's also cleaning up, what cleaning up means. Like, if I don't get details on that, I'm not gonna do it right. And I know myself, it's because I have the lazy, I will try and find a loophole. Doing my schoolwork immediately versus a delay of like 2 days if I have it. I really need to stop procrastinating, so that's to help with that. So then there's good grades getting rewards, that way I have incentive to work extra hard on my grades. And what a morning routine is, what getting up is, what the definition of gotten up is. Like, I can't just say I sat up and, okay, I'm up, because then I can lay right back down. Instead, it's I got up, I brushed my teeth, I tried to do my hair when it's longer, I washed my face, I got dressed, I did my makeup if I could do my makeup that day, which is a personal choice, and I checked what my daily plans were, and took care of that. By doing all of this, I'm up. And that's what, if he messages me and goes, are you up by your designated time, and I go, I'm up, it means I've done all of that. Or at least gotten up and brushed my teeth, which is noted up here. So, then there are point values added for each item on the list. And the point values aren't ridiculously high, so that way I don't earn so much so quickly, and then we gotta spend like $50 on the things that I have earned. Oh, excuse me. That was rude. I apologize. It's things like 50 cents, 75 cents, 10 cents. There's $2 for doing the nighttime routine because it includes exercising, which is something I need to do. And the morning routine is $3 because I hate getting up early. It is difficult for me. So those are the highest values that are there, and they are because they have multiple things. Like cleaning my piercings, brushing my teeth, showering if I need to, washing face, picking PJs, and checking my bank account. Checking my bank account is made part of the nighttime routine now, so that way I don't consistently forget. And this is all done with express purposes that help both him and I. It helps him feel as though he is doing something. We've had issues where it sort of feels like we're not doing anything and we're kind of stagnant. And by creating something like this, where it's an everyday thing, it helps him feel as though we're not stagnant, we're consistently doing something, figuring it out, as we go along. We may have been a part of this for years, but that doesn't mean that we're not still figuring out what's going to work and what's not. That's a never-ending journey there. But it helps him feel that he's doing something, which is something he enjoys. And it also helps him with cleaning, or it helps him with other tasks Because he can assign another task and go, hey, it'll be an extra 10 cents. It'll be an extra 50 cents, depending on what it is. And even an extra $1. And that helps him feel like he's doing something, and it helps him get something done. So if he needs something done while he's at work, I can just be like, I'll do it for like 10 cents. Eh? Kind of a thing. And this helps me with actually quite a bit, because I've had issues with being lazy, taking care of myself, with my own image, with exercising that I need to do, all of that. And this helps with so much, and it means I can rely on him to ensure this stuff gets done. And on a side note, he gets his little dominant space of, hey, you were supposed to do something, you know, either I'm proud you did it, or now we gotta have a talk about a punishment because you didn't do it. That's his dominant space that he can be in. And I can get my submissive space of, of service. I can do something, and that pleases him. And I guess the end all point for that is we both get something out of our current setup. And the overall point for this video is to show that it doesn't matter how long you've been in a dynamic, you can always renegotiate, and renegotiations are often encouraged because as you're changing and evolving as a person, your dynamic should also change and evolve with you. Like I said, something that worked a year ago is not going to work now, kind of a thing, if you're changing and evolving as a person. And you've gone through a lot in a year. Maybe the type of dynamic that you have doesn't work for you right now, whether you're a dominant or submissive. And as a submissive, you should feel like you can come forward and go, hey, can we renegotiate? Can we talk about changes that have happened in the past year, or 6 months, or 3 months, or 2 weeks even? You know, maybe something's not working the way you thought it would. It doesn't matter. You should be able to come forward and talk. And open communication is something I've said repeatedly in my videos, that a dominant or a submissive should be able to communicate. And this is no different. Whether you're a dominant or a submissive, you're not any less dominant or any less submissive for coming forward and saying something doesn't work. Or something does work, and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Can we remember this for the next time we renegotiate? Like, I really like my point earning system. That really gives me a goal to work towards. Can we remember that? Kind of a thing. So, yeah, just in the future, you guys, remember that you should be able to talk and communicate, and that it's a good thing to renegotiate. Renegotiations don't have to be this end-all, be-all. They don't have to be this stressful time. It can be something fun and something nice to do, that you both can work on things together. It can bring you closer. Anyway, I just wanted to check in. I'll be doing an Eternity Caller update at some point soon, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.